Hey guys, what's going on? This is Josh from Spotted Euros, and behind me we've got two cars in our inventory, the 2009 Volkswagen Touareg Tdi and then the 2007 GLI. We're going to do a quick update video on where these cars are at, how much money they've cost so far, and why they're not sold. So stay tuned. Okay, so for those who are new, Spotted Euros, we're a used car dealership. We buy and sell cars, mostly Volkswagens, just like you see behind me. And we make videos. We make quite a bit of Touareg content, so if you're interested in that, stick around, subscribe for more, maybe even check out some of our other videos. So, first car, let's talk about the GLI. So we picked up this car 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas. I kind of got this in some ways by accident. This MK5 GLI, some people rag on the MK5s, but honestly, I love these things. My first car was a MK5 Jetta, so maybe that's why. And this one's super fun to drive around. Now, we did a video on when we first picked this up, so if you want to kind of see where this car came from or what it looked like when we first got it, go ahead and check that video out. But the first things you'll notice is we cleared up the headlights. Ended up pretty good. They were all yellow and foggy. And then the other big thing are the wheels. And I really like how these wheels came out. I'll throw up a clip of the car with the wheels that the car came with. They were just some cheap, well, not really, those wheels really aren't cheap, but they're not worth anything. You know, discount tire or whatever tire store type of wheels. It's really too bad. The original wheels, to think like someone took off the original wheels, the Detroit Huffs that came on this car, to put those on really kills me. And I would really like to get a set of those, and if this was my personal car, that's probably what I would end up doing. But these were a good option. So quick story on these wheels. So these wheels are actually off of a Q3. There is a dealership that I've bought plenty of wheels from. They do all Audis, and they've kind of got this thing where they switch out the wheels for these aftermarket wheels and do that kind of stuff. So they're always taking off stock wheels and then they sell them super cheap, especially if you can get a set like these. So these wheels were super cheap, not because they're damaged or anything, but the tires. The wheels they sell always have tires on them, and so they usually price them according to the tires and the condition. So these wheels came with 4 tires. Each tire was a different brand, and then one of the tires was a different size. So anyway, I picked these wheels up for 150 bucks. The tires really didn't matter too much to me because the wheels that were on the car are the same size and the tires are actually almost brand new. So I got these wheels, 150 bucks, swapped the tires over, it cost me 70 bucks. And then the cool thing is I sold the old wheels. I sold them in like a day for 150 bucks. So I ended up making money on swapping the wheels. And if you ask me, it looks 10 times better. It reminds me so much of the MK5 I had. The only difference was the fender, instead of being up here, was more like down here. But this is a good car. So enough of the wheels. The other thing, as far as the outside goes, is this trim piece was all kind of faded and worn away. So we repainted this. There was a comment on the last video about getting decals. The decals were like 30 bucks. and the reviews said that they all peeled off anyway, so I just sanded it down and spray painted it. The only problem was I just sprayed the trim piece that was all faded. I'll throw in a clip so you can see what I'm talking about. But now this one looks new, and then this one here looks a little faded. So that's the only problem. I should have probably just painted them both at the same time. But and here's the other side. This one's even more, so I'll probably have to come in here and just paint this side so that they match. But this looks 20 times better right off the bat. So going inside the car, really there wasn't much in here. We just got done cleaning this thing, detailing it. Turned out pretty good. This car wasn't too bad. The cup holders were super dirty and all this stuff was dirty, but no, that's all easy to clean, and comes out pretty good. So this car, I really like this car. It's a 6-speed manual, which is super fun, instead of the DSG, which kind of makes a big difference in this car. The other funny thing is this steering wheel, and it looks like there might even be a little bit more, but once again I'll throw in a clip of what it looked like before, and I was right. This just had literally a layer of just filth on it, like big thick layer of dirt, so I had to scrub that down, and now luckily it kind of preserved the wheel a little bit. So that's pretty much it. The nice thing about this car is it came super clean. It really is, I would say, one of the cleanest Mark 5 GLIs that I've seen in a real long time. Most of these are kind of trashed at this point. So that's the GLI update. Okay, so now let's turn to the Touareg. So this is for those who don't know, this is a 2009 Volkswagen Touareg Tdi. It's got 116,000 miles. Everything looks pretty much the same as when we got it. I cleared up the headlights a little bit, and then there were a bunch of stickers on the back window, but now everything's clean. And I've shown that in other videos. This car is dirty, as you can see, but that's because I've been driving this. I've been driving this every day, and I really like driving it. I put maybe 2,000 miles on this since we've gotten it, so it's been super nice. I really enjoy it. We picked up the wheels for the GLI in this thing. So that's cool. So the update as far as the repairs that we've got done on this, the big thing is the head unit. I threw in a little teaser in the last towing video, if anyone noticed, but we were able to get a new head unit in this Touareg, and happy to say it all worked out. So the debate was getting a Chinese knockoff unit, or to get an aftermarket unit, or to maybe even put in a, you know, simpler Touareg head unit in there. Main reason is the head unit that's in here is kind of the nicer one that didn't come on a lot of these Touaregs, so they're extremely expensive to buy. I really don't think there's that many out there. Everything that I saw on eBay, it was anywhere from 800 bucks to 1,200 bucks, and that's kind of crazy. So luckily I was able to find an OEM head unit. It was used, but the ad wasn't labeled very well, and it had a part number. At least one of the pictures had the part number on it, but I think I found it like clicking on multiple ads and like the suggested ads, so it was like kind of an Inception type thing where it was like within an ad, found the ad. Anyway, the crazy thing was it was in Australia, and so I debated about it, ended up getting it. It cost 450 bucks, which still is, you know, kind of expensive. So luckily it worked out. So it plugged right in. That was the nice thing. What's I really like about this head unit compared to the other more basic ones is you can put in an SD card and it has a lot more functionality. It has the ability to do navigation and do all that kind of stuff, even hook up your phone. So that all worked out really well, and it sounds great in here. Just like you would expect, this was definitely an expensive car when it came out, so the sound system sounds great in here, and linked up with an OEM head unit is definitely a good thing. Let's start with the positive. The positive is that this works. We can put in an SD card, the radio works, you can plug in your phone, but this is before Bluetooth, so you have to plug it in the glove box, which who's gonna do that? And overall this has definitely got a very good look and feel to it, and I really do like the head unit itself. It's nice, and the steering wheel buttons do work, so that's nice. The volume buttons, and a big thing is I definitely wanted the backup camera to work, which it does. Works really well. It actually makes it extremely useful to when we were backing up to the trailer. The only couple of issues though, first issue, navigation, still thinks we're in Australia, so that doesn't really work, which it is really too bad. Now unfortunately this head unit does not display the information here on the dash. Luckily it doesn't have some weird screen, but all it lets you see is the consumption, the fuel mileage stuff, and then the settings screen. Anyway, a lot of head unit talk, but there it is. I'm extremely happy that it worked out and that we didn't waste all that time and money mailing it from Australia. Guess what? It worked, and definitely better than aftermarket or Chinese or anything else. Definitely happy with that. The other thing that we got done, and I probably should have recorded this one just because, at least some footage, just because how crazy this was. The window regulators. So as you can see, this window's working and this window's working. So we changed out both regulators on this side. Both of them were broken, so they didn't work. So we were able to switch those out. Okay guys, so that is it. That's the update. We've got a few things on the Touareg, some big things. That head unit was a big thing. I'm glad we sorted that out and figured out the dollar amount on that repair. 450 bucks. I was estimated 350 when I originally was looking into stuff, so not too bad. And then the window regulators were about 30 bucks, 38. I think it was like 38 and 36. So really not too bad on either one of those. So a quick update, if you've ever seen, there's a Mini Cooper stuffed in the front corner of the garage. I pulled that out, sprayed it off, and took it over to the repair shop. I might do a video on that car. Let me know if anyone's interested, but that's at the shop now, going to get fixed. And the Mark IV GTI as well got sent over to the Volkswagen mechanic that we always use. They took a look at it and sent me a list. They didn't even bother saying it over the phone. He just said, I'll text you a picture of this list. So I'll throw up a picture of that list here. Most of it is just pressure control valve, vacuum stuff. Actually, none of it is very expensive. I ordered it all today, and it all came, like the total of all of those parts came to like 200 bucks. So really not too bad at all. So that'll be good. It would be nice to be able to drive that car and have it idle well, at least, you know, run smooth. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe so you can see more, like the video, and we'll see you later.